Samyutta Nikaya Khandhaka Vagga 1.3210 Seela Suthra. The background story. At that time, Venerable Sāriputta and Venerable Mahā Kotthita were residing peacefully at Isipatana Migadaya in Varanasi. One evening, after rising from meditation, Venerable Mahā Kotthita went to visit Venerable Sāriputta, who was seated nearby. After greeting each other warmly, Venerable Mahā Kotthita asked, "Friend Sāriputta, what should a virtuous monk contemplate with wisdom?" Venerable Sāriputta replied, "Friend Kotthita, a virtuous monk should contemplate on the five aggregates of attachments, Pancha Upadanaskanda, which are own attachment to impressions or images, that is called as the Rūpa Upadanaskanda, or the heap of image impressions. Attachment to sensations, called as the Vedanā Upadanaskanda, or the heap of sensations. Attachments to feelings, Saññā Upadanaskanda. Attachment to emotions, Saṅkhāra Upadanaskanda, and the attachments to expectations, hopes, Viññāṇa Upadanaskanda. How should he contemplate them? He should reflect that these are as uncontrollable, Anichcha, as a source of suffering, Dukkha, and fruitless to regard as I, mine, or my soul." Replied the Venerable Sāriputta. Hi, this part is the video author's note to viewers. Dear viewers, I am not a monk. My primary intention in making these videos are to teach my son the Dhamma. So I am trying to explain these profound concepts as simple as possible, using simple English words, so even a young person can understand, and it without discouraged by academic jargon. Hence, it is not that I am trying to distort the Dhamma. That is why I am showing here the original Pali script. It is strange that I could not find the English translation, nor this important sutra in English in the web. Samyutta Nikaya Khandhaka Vagga 1.3.2.10.
Sīla vata uso Kotthita bhikkhuna panchupadānakanda Anichchato Dukkhato Rogato Gandhato Sallato Aghato Abhādato Parato Palokato Suññato Anaththa.What Yoniso Manasikātabha.
That is why I am showing here the original Pali script. So nothing is distorted. Being Sotāpanna, the stream enterer, Sakurdagami, Anagami, and Arhat are the four stages of enlightenment process. Still more simplified, it is the four stages of changing of your thinking pattern. Sotāpanna means you understood the concept or the theory thoroughly and got convinced that the concept is correct beyond doubt. Then Sakurdagami, Anagami, and Arhat stages will happen when you apply the theory into practice by analyzing own thoughts. That is called bhavana, meditation. There are 10 ways to think when practicing the analyzing of own thoughts. They are called Anussati meditation, such as Buddha Nussati, Dhamma Nussati, and so on. The way shown here in Seela Suthra comes under the category of Marana Nussati, telling how you should look at the five aggregates or the five heaps of attachments in the mind in order to change the mind, so it will not get attached to those. Attachment to impressions and images is the aggregate of Rūpa. It should be seen as uncontrollable, as a source of suffering, like a disease, a sore, a swelling, a wound, something that breaks apart, not fitting to regard as I or as mine. Attachment to sensations is the aggregate of Vedanā. It too is uncontrollable, a source of suffering, like a disease or pain, unstable and not subject to one's control and fruitless to hold as mine or myself. Attachment to feelings is the aggregate of Saññā. It should be seen as uncontrollable, as a source of suffering and instability empty of any self or ownership. Attachment to emotions is the aggregate of Saṅkhāra. They arise and pass away without control, bringing restlessness and pain, not belonging to anyone, not worth grasping as I or mine. Attachment to expectations or hopes is the aggregate of Viññāṇa. It is uncontrollable, a source of suffering and disturbance, empty of self and without lasting essence. Thus, when one contemplates the five aggregates, Rūpa, Vedanā, Saññā, Saṅkhāra, and Viññāṇa, as uncontrollable, as suffering, and as fruitless, one realizes the first stage of awakening, Sotāpanna, the stream enterer. Even after attaining stream entry, a monk should continue to contemplate the same five aggregates as uncontrollable, unsatisfactory, and fruitless. By doing so, he attains the next stage, the once-returner. The once-returner, too, must reflect on these same five aggregates in the same way. By doing so, he reaches the state of the non-returner, anagami. Anichcha does not mean impermanent. It means uncontrollable, and that things do not stay or behave as we wish. Understanding this truth brings freedom from all suffering. This great dialogue took place at Isipatana Migadaya in Varanasi. It remains a profound discussion that we too should remember and reflect upon today. Understanding the true realities of Anichcha, uncontrollability, Dukkha, unsatisfactoriness, and Anatta, fruitlessness of clinging, leads directly to Nibbana. May all beings see the truth of Anichcha, be free from the suffering of Samsara, and attain the peace of Nibbana. If you want to explore more of those concepts, such as Anichcha, Dukkha, and Anaththa, please view this video in my site. The link will be in the description. A free gift to you, a free PDF book with over 400 stories from Dhammapada in English is available for download. The link is in the description. Please click it to download to your device. May all beings be free from the sufferings of samsara.